half a lifetime by the river. Some people leave your life like a storm, loud, sudden, impossible to forget. But some people leave like sunset on the river, quietly, slowly, turning everything gold before they disappear. For Evelyn Hart, that person was Daniel. And for almost 30 years, she told herself she had forgotten him. She had built a quiet life in Willowmere, a small town where every road seemed to lead back to the old stone bridge. Every morning, Evelyn opened the library doors at 8. Every evening, she locked them at 6. She drank tea without sugar, wore soft cardigans, and smiled whenever people asked why she had never married. "I suppose life simply chose differently for me," she would say. It was a good answer. Clean, simple, safe. But it was not the truth. The truth lived beneath the third arch of Willow Bridge. The truth floated down the river in the shape of a paper boat, and the truth still had Daniel's handwriting on it. They had been 17 when they first met. Evelyn was the mayor's daughter, careful, polite, and always taught to step softly through the world. Daniel was the mechanic's son, always smelling faintly of motor oil, river, wind, and trouble. He skipped school too often, laughed too loudly, and carried a notebook full of songs. He was too shy to sing. The first time Evelyn saw him, he was sitting on the river steps, folding a page from that notebook into a paper boat. "That seems like a waste of writing," she said. Daniel looked up at her, squinting into the evening sun. "Not if the river reads it." She should have walked away. Instead, she sat beside him. "What did you write?" He smiled, placed the little boat on the water, and watched it drift away. "A promise? To who?" "To whoever finds it." The paper boat slipped under the bridge, glowing orange in the sunset. Evelyn remembered thinking Daniel was either foolish or wonderful. By the end of that summer, she knew he was both. They met by the river every evening after that. He taught her how to fold paper boats. She taught him how to read poetry without making jokes. He played songs for her on an old guitar with a cracked neck, and she pretended not to notice when his fingers trembled. On the last day of August, Daniel gave Evelyn a paper boat made from the first song he had ever written. "Don't open it yet," he said. "When can I open it?" "When you're sure." "Sure of what?" Daniel looked at her then, and the whole world seemed to go quiet. "Sure that you want half of my life." Evelyn laughed because she was 17, and at 17, people laugh when feelings become too large to hold. But Daniel did not laugh. He took her hand. "I don't have much," he said. "I don't have money. I don't have a future your father would approve of. But whatever life gives me, I want to split it with you." The river moved softly beside them. The sky burned gold, and Evelyn, who had always been taught to choose carefully, chose with her whole heart. "Yes," she whispered. The next morning, Daniel was gone. No goodbye, no explanation. Only an empty place by the river, and a paper boat still sitting on Evelyn's windowsill, unopened. For weeks, she waited. For months, she wrote letters she never sent. Her father told her Daniel had run away because boys, like him, always did. Her mother told her time would heal what love had broken. But time did not heal. It only taught Evelyn how to carry the wound without letting anyone see it. Years passed. Her parents died. The town changed. The old mechanic shop became a coffee house. Children she once read stories to grew up and had children of their own. And still, every year, on the last day of August, Evelyn walked to the river at sunset. She told herself it was only habit, a foolish little ritual, nothing more. But each year, she brought a paper boat, and each year, she'll let it go beneath the bridge. On the year she turned 47, the river finally gave something back. It was almost evening when Evelyn saw it, a small paper boat, caught between the stones near the old steps. At first, she thought some child had left it there. Then she saw the handwriting. Her heart stopped. Evelyn. Just her name, written in blue ink. Her hands shook as she picked it up. The paper was old, softened by water at the edges, but the words inside were still readable. "I came back every August. I never saw you. I thought you had chosen a life without me. Maybe you were right too. But if there is still a place in this world where lost things can meet again, I will be at the bridge when the sun touches the water. Daniel. Evelyn read the note once, then again, then a third time, through tears she had not allowed herself in decades. The sun was already sinking behind the bridge. For the first time in 30 years, Evelyn ran. She ran past the library, past the coffee house that used to be the mechanic shop, past the flower beds, the stone wall, and every memory she had tried to bury. By the time she reached the bridge, the sky was burning with the same colors it had worn when she was 17. And there, standing by the river steps, was Daniel. Older now, gray at the temples, lines around his eyes, but still Daniel, still holding a paper boat in his hands. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. The years stood between them like another river. Then Evelyn said the only thing she could say. "Why did you leave?" Daniel looked down. "My mother got sick. My uncle took us across the state for treatment. I wrote to you, but your father sent every letter back." Evelyn felt the old pain shift inside her, changing shape. "My father told me you ran. He told me you were engaged by Christmas." A bitter laugh escaped her. "I was never engaged." Daniel closed his eyes. "I thought I lost you because I was poor." Evelyn's voice broke. "And I thought I lost you because I was not enough to make you stay." The river moved quietly between the stones. Birds crossed the sky above them. All the years of silence suddenly seemed so small and so cruel. Daniel stepped closer. "I came back 5 years later," he said. "Then 10. Then every August after that. I never saw you." "I came every August too," Evelyn whispered. "When, at sunset?" Daniel stared at her. "I came at sunrise." For 1 second, Evelyn could only look at him. Then she laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was unbearable. Because they had spent half a lifetime standing at the same river, on the same day, loving the same memory, and missing each other by the width of a sun. Daniel laughed too, though his eyes were wet. "All this time," he said. "All this time," she repeated. He held out the paper boat in his hand. "I wrote you another song." Evelyn looked at it, then she reached into her coat pocket and pulled out the paper boat she had carried for 30 years. The one he had given her at 17. The one she had never opened. Daniel's breath caught. "You kept it?" "I was waiting until I was sure. And are you?" Evelyn looked at the river, at the bridge, at the man who had become both a stranger and the most familiar person in the world. Then she unfolded the paper. The ink had faded, but the words remained. It was not a song. It was a promise. "If life gives us 1 day, I will love you for 1 day. If life gives us 1 year, I will love you for 1 year. And if life takes half our years away, I will meet you in the half that remains." Evelyn pressed the paper to her heart. For a long time, she could not speak. Daniel waited, just as he always had. Finally, she looked up at him. "We lost so much." "Yes," he said softly. "But not everything." The sun touched the water. Gold spread across the river. Together, they folded both pages into one paper boat. His song, her promise, their missing years. Then they placed it gently on the river. The boat drifted beneath Willow Bridge, carrying half a lifetime of sorrow, and the impossible miracle of what remained. Daniel took Evelyn's hand. This time, she did not let go. And as evening settled over the river, Evelyn understood something she had missed for most of her life. Love does not always arrive on time. Sometimes it is delayed by fear, by pride, by lies, by all the cruel little accidents that change a life. But real love does not vanish just because it is late. Sometimes, it waits beneath an old stone bridge. Sometimes, it returns as a paper boat. And sometimes, if the heart is brave enough to stay open, half a lifetime is still enough to begin again.